So blue state residents are running to greener pastures. According to new census data, the hardest hit states of California, New York, and Illinois are seeing the largest mass exodus, losing hundreds of thousands of residents.
Meanwhile, the South is seeing the biggest surge, with over 1 million residents pouring into states like Texas, Florida, and the Carolinas. So what's behind the big move?
Well, let's ask the mayor of Laguna Hills, California, and a Republican candidate for Congress, Don Sedgwick. Don, I'm a California resident. I know how expensive things are there in that very blue state. I have considered moving out myself. What's going on?
Well, you hit it on the head. It's just too darn expensive to live in this state. And the Democrat liberal policies have contributed to that. The excess regulations and taxes have made the same home in California 40% more expensive to build here than it does in another state. So you can't blame people for moving out.
Don, let's show our viewers here the median prices for homes in California, $589,000. In Texas, $232,000. It's pretty clear with numbers like that, you're going to have a lot more Californians becoming Texans.
Well, you know, as the mayor of Laguna Hills, I know that the number one job of the government is to keep us safe. And yet the politicians in Sacramento seem to think that it's the number one job of government to stick it to these corporations. But when they stick it to the corporations, they don't realize that they're sticking it to the consumer. The home builders are making just as much money today as they ever had. And every one of those excess regulations and permitting fees are borne by the consumer. And it's just become untenable to live here. Gasoline's $4 a gallon. As you know, utility prices are high, income taxes are high, and everybody, even middle class and up, are leaving the state. But our homelessness is now, I think we increased by 16% last year, while the rest of the country was actually in a trending downward.
So quickly, we want to show our viewers that since last year, 2018, it's up some 21,000, the homeless population there. How much of a factor, there it is, 21,306 homeless population in California. How much of a factor is that alone a driver for the exodus?
Well, that's part of it, but people from every walk of life are leaving. Even the middle class, there's good jobs in California. However, to be able to live near that good job might mean that you just can't pull it off. And so some people are driving 1.5 to 2 hours commute to get to their job, 3 or 4 hours in a car every day, and they're asking themselves, is this standard of living, is this quality of life really worth it? And I can't blame them. And even the top percent, the 1% who's paying more than half of our income taxes in California, many of them are fleeing. I talked to one guy who's thinking about a super wealthy guy that I know in Orange County who's thinking about buying a home in Wyoming. And he says, I can afford to buy a private jet and fly back and forth from California and still come out ahead of the taxes that I'd be saving from California. So it's everyone. And the homeless, you know, how can you afford a home that's, you know, over $500,000 when you're just teetering on poverty?
All right. Don Sedgwick, Mayor of Laguna Hills, good luck in your congressional race. Thank you so much for being on this morning.
Thanks, Don. All right, it's already 2020 in some parts of the world, and on Fox tonight, Gronk will help ring in the new year in Times Square, and Dane